Council. Council shall consider appointment of the Leader of the Council in accordance with Article 7 of the Constitution. Can I please invite nominations for the election of Leader of the Council? Councillor Andrew Cooper.
Congratulations on your elevation to the mayoralty, Councillor Allison. I want to start by recognising the valued work carried out by so many Kirklees Council staff, day in, day out, in so many ways. My own family is very grateful for the support my dad has had from Kirklees Council staff. No, the council doesn't just empty your bins, it does so much more. No single party has received a mandate from Kirklees voters to run the council. The largest group in these elections, Reform UK, secured 30% of the vote. 70% of voters didn't want them. And you can make the same observation with regard to the Green Group, Independents, and any other group on this council. But of course, we don't have a proportional voting system favoured by the Green Party and Reform UK at the last general election. So we have to go on the basis of the number of councillors elected under the archaic first-past-the-post system. Again, no party has a majority. The people have spoken, and they have said it's up to us to sort it out. If we had a committee system where all councillors had a vote on decisions, we wouldn't have a problem. But the Labour group, supported by the Conservatives, rejected this option, and now the Labour government have blocked this from being a possibility. We are stuck with the cabinet system where a small group of councillors make all the decisions on behalf of Kirklees residents. The leadership of the council should not be entered into lightly. I've seen a good few councillors run Kirklees, some well, providing good political direction, and others less well, and led by their chief executives. Leading the council is very much about ensuring what you prioritise and what you deliver is guided by your values, what you think is important, and recognising the reality of the financial and legal constraints local government operates under. You start by recognising what Kirklees is. It is an artificial construct, not a place. It is an area with a boundary. It has large towns, villages. It is a mix of urban and rural, rich, poor, and getting by. It is a diverse population with people from a variety of different backgrounds. Understanding and appreciating the value of our multicultural Kirklees, where everyone has much to contribute, is not just important, it is an essential requirement of anyone seeking to lead this council. The divisive political rhetoric we have seen building over recent years has had a very real effect on how safe people feel from certain communities in Kirklees. We have a responsibility to address this, and leadership means you don't contribute to that rhetoric, you don't accept it, you don't normalise it, you oppose it. Another priority is addressing the cost of living crisis. Kirklees is about to review its anti-poverty strategy, and I want to see a real focus on benefits advice, ensuring and how poor our benefit system is in making decisions. This additional money for poorer households will get spent in the local economy, supporting local businesses. It will also have an impact on the funding Kirklees Council gets from national government. Investing in energy efficiency and renewable energy, solar panels on council buildings can play an important part in reducing revenue costs for the council. This should be funded by the sensible use of capital to help reduce our gas and electricity costs, sourcing external funding where it is possible. It also has the additional benefit of reducing carbon emissions and addressing man-made climate change, which is real. On external funding, I want to ensure that the council is alert to opportunities that arise and partnerships that can enable us to achieve our objectives. To that end, just as we have a risk register as a council, I would like an equivalent opportunities register. I know the concerns of many North Kirklees members regarding Dewsbury Sports Centre provision, and I would propose establishing a Dewsbury Sports Centre Cabinet Advisory Committee to help drive progress. Burial space in North Kirklees is also an ongoing concern. I would want to ensure that Dewsbury and Batley members are involved in a solution to this issue. In rural areas, I'm aware of concerns about the time taken to release Section 106 agreement funding for upgrades and improvements to schools. I would seek to see what could be done to address this issue. The planning approval for a modern hotel on Castle Hill was passed by one vote by Kirklees Planning Committee a few months ago. Seems like years. As leader of the council, I will request the Secretary of State that they do not give scheduled monument consent and prevent this development going ahead. I'm aware of the repairs needed to Cleckheaton Town Hall and plans to bring this building back into use. I want ward councillors to be involved and engaged in how this is taken forward. Rules around ward budgets, now they are rising again, need a refresh, and I want councillors to be involved in formulating these changes. I've seen nothing of any substance from Reform UK during the election campaign about their priorities for Kirklees. I know many people have received numerous direct mail letters from Nigel Farage about stopping the boats, but to be honest, Huddersfield Narrow Canal is fairly unnavigable at the moment anyway. I've seen reference to some guy called Keir Starmer and how the election is about his future. But the reality is that however people voted, that the election was to choose people to run this council and not the issues but raised by Reform during the election. There's lots to be angry about. Inequality, the gap between the rich and the poor, the tax avoidance that means less money for public services, the billionaires and millionaires who seek to buy our politics. Our job, though, as local politicians is not just to channel anger, it is to provide hope and policies that justify and address that hope. I've always stood up to those who seek to misuse power and cooperate with those who share my values, whatever party they are in or none. That is why I'm seeking leadership of the council to provide positive change and a united Kirklees that is guided by hope and not by despair and division.